Hi, David. I'm Grandpa.
Go! I'm Mike Wallace. I'm Morley Saper. And I'm Ed Bradley. All this and Andy Rooney tonight on 60 Minutes.
Here's Jackie.
Here's Jackie.
Here's Johnny. Here's Pork Chop. Here's Donnie. Yeah! Here's Cranky.
Here's Corpsey.
Here's Bobby!
Here's Brucey.
Here's Johnny.
Here's Johnny.
Here's Johnny. Here's Johnny. Here's Spency.
Here's Ducky! Here's Vicky!
Here's Petruchio. Here's Satan.
Here's Raven! Here's Jenny!
Here's Jimmy.
Here's Ginny.
Here's Johnny.
I'm Johnny.
Hey, I'm Kronos. Nice to meet you.
Sugsy.
Here's Johnny.
Here's Johnny. Here's Johnny.
Here's Brownie! Here's Carrie!
Here's Johnny. Here's Johnny.
Here's Johnny.
Here's Annie.
Here's Johnny.
Here's Johnny. Here's Tommy. Here's Jetsy. Over. Here's Johnny.
I can't think of a thing to say. Fuck it.
Don't say here's Johnny.
It's 10 o'clock. Here's Johnny.
My door. Luke!
Lorelai?
No. Landshark. Candy Graham. Here's Johnny.
Here's Ozzy!
Here's Tony.
Here's Johnny.
I'll be back. Here's Johnny!
Here's Ozzy.
Here's Johnny.
Here's Johnny.
Here's Johnny.
Here's Kaylee.
Here's Puck.
Here's Curly!
Here's David. Here's Major. Here's Robbie. Here's Gingy. Here's Johnny.
And here's Johnny.
Here's Orange! Here's Gravy! Hello? Hello? Is everything okay? Here's Millie!
Here's Johnny.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, here's